specialized canvas here. It's not the standard issue canvas, and it is a bit slick. And as the sweat gets on there, and some of the spray from the water buckets and things like that, footing could be a problem here.
Well, Bruney planted his back foot, and it just didn't plant. It didn't stay and slipped back, and he went down. And Moka talking a little bit to Bruney now. His corner tells Moka to stay on him, but he hasn't been able to do so far.
Now, throwing those punches to the body, throwing that punch to the body is not a bad idea with a guy whose head moves all over the place, because the body's a much bigger target. You generally know it's attached to his legs. You know where it's going to be.
Well, you say it's generally attached to his legs. I'm trying to think of an exception to that rule, but perhaps we'll explore that at a different time. Halfway through round number 7, scheduled for 8.
Bruney, he's trying to show everybody how much better he is than Mohamed Moka. He's dropping his hands. He's kind of mocking him. You know, confidence is a great quality in a fighter. You know, a little cockiness even is a great fighter. But I think if you're working his corner, you'd rather see him just knock the guy out.
Well, he has had opportunities to do that, but hasn't been able to deliver that final blow, or perhaps I'm exaggerating even a bit. He hasn't been able to deliver the next to last blow either.
No, he has delivered blows, but they just haven't had a whole lot on them, and they really haven't phased Moka very much. But since Moka's doing very little in return, it's going to be more than enough to win this fight.
Decent shot to the body by Moka, and perhaps that's excited him a bit.
There's a shot that I think sounded better than it was. It was a bit up on the shoulder.
But that's the easy way out. How do you knock him out?
Well, I think what they've been telling through the entire fight is what they should have been telling, which is work to the body, then to the head, set up your punches, get inside, work him, keep pinning him to the ropes. But I don't think that Moka has the skills to do that. You know, to keep a guy, to work a guy inside, you have to know how to turn a fighter, how to pin him to the ropes with your arms and shoulders. I haven't seen it from him.
We showed you his record, 2-5-1 in Canada. He was 16-0 fighting, making Tunisia his home. All of his fights in Africa, and all of them victories. But since coming to Canada, it's been tough going.
I got to say that there's no question about Moka's desire here. He's trying very, very hard. I think he really wants to win this fight, and he's doing the absolute best he can. But I think what we're seeing is the best he can do.
Don't mistake ability for how hard a guy's working, and there's no question Moka has worked very hard. This is the 8th and final round of the junior middleweight bout between Mohamed Moka and Fitzroy Bruney.
Nice little move by Bruney there, missing the punch in the corner, then coming out and landing a shot of his own. Bruney just trying 1-2 combinations and all, twice 4 punches landed. I think he could have done that all night.
Well, it's Moka that needs to land, and right now Moka isn't landing anything. Bruney showing no respect at all, turns things around, and then lands one of his own. But there's another slip by Bruney.
That same spot on the canvas there. I think we got some water from the corner.
From the corner of Mohamed Moka, Bruney planted that back leg, and it just slipped back. Round number 8, it was scheduled for 8, and as Steve Brunt suggested, it likely would go 8. Neither one of these men possesses a lot of punching power. Bruney, though, far and away superior. Bruney lands a right, backing up into the ropes.
That was one of his better punches in this fight.
And going backwards, too, and then right over the top.
Fight with you, come on.
speed seems to be there when Moka comes in without throwing a jab.
Well, Moka's last opportunity. He's going to lose on points, so as time winds down in round number 8, the final round, he's got to go for a knockout. Uppercut that time by Bruney landed.
That's a good punch for Bruney, sort of like the Razor Ruddock smash.
And he's got Moka in a little trouble.
Break me. Come on, let's fight it out.
He said fight it out, and that's it. Fitzroy Bruney. Not spectacular, not huge power, but he worked throughout all 8 rounds through a myriad of different combinations and styles, and he should win it easily.
I think so, and I think after his last strange fight in Montreal where he felt he was robbed of a victory, this is an important fight for Fitz to come in here and build up his confidence a bit, and a solid performance. He's got lots to work on, but he's an interesting guy. If they could ever harness all of the many abilities that this guy has and teach him to punch a little bit, he could be something.
6-2 his record will improve to, so that reflects his lack of experience as much as anything else as a professional. 25 years of age, only 8 professional bouts. That's not much. And he perhaps may not possess anything spectacular other than his wardrobe entering the ring.
His wardrobe is something.
Ladies and gentlemen, in case you're not familiar with the scoring, the bout is scored on a 10-point must system. The 3 judges at ringside score the bout. The referee does not have a hand in the scoring.
10-point must scoring system. How would you score it?
I thought Bruney won every round. I thought 80-72. I thought it was a shutout. If they give a round to Moka, it'll be because somebody liked those charges across the ring, his aggression. But I didn't think his aggression was ever very effective. And Bruney just landed a lot more punches.
Well, they say you got to make good use of your time on television. He did while he was fighting, and even after the fight, he is as well.
No, I don't think they're going to have to teach this guy the showmanship part of the game. I think that part he's already mastered.
And I don't think we can question his training as well. He's obviously in great shape. He's still got plenty of energy. Won 8 rounds, and he's going 1 with our cameraman now. This is wild, both fighters. Well, look at Muhammad Moka.
I'm speechless.
If I'm in Moka's corner, I'm saying, hey, why didn't you show us that before? Ring the bell, have him take off the rope.
Let's start all over.
Keep going at it.
Let's do it again. Let's play 2.
That's right. It was scheduled for a doubleheader.
Now, if you're Bruney and they raise your hand and they say you're the winner and you go to the dressing room, do you come back this time to find out if you're still the winner?
So last time he was virtually in the dressing room.
He was literally in the dressing room, taking his gloves off, ready to have a shower, and someone came in and said, "Oh, by the way, you didn't win."
Well, there doesn't seem to be much doubt this time. They may have added it up wrong last time, but this one should be fairly easy to add.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a split decision.
Surprise already.
Judge Frank Bullard scores it 80-72 Bruney.
That's the way you had it.
That would be a shutout.
Every round.
Bobby Bell scores it 77-76 Moka.
Bobby Bell's a very nice guy.
Victor Shalil scores it 78-74 for the winner by split decision, Fitzroy Bruney.
I think we're talking parallel universe here, I think.
Let's have a big hand for both of these fighters, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, you figure it, Frank Bullard. I would assume watching the same fight as Bobby Bell scores it 80-72. That's a shutout. Bell not only makes it closer, but gives it to Moka.
Boxing is a peculiar game sometimes, Michael.
Is it possible that Bobby Bell was facing in the wrong direction?
I think that's entirely possible.
We'll be back with more from the Roy York Hotel. They say you can never figure out a boxing fight until it's done, and that one certainly applies to this one. Stay with us.
to serve his jail sentence.
I'm not holding my breath.
The man who Sims blinded wants the skinhead back in Alberta. Keith Rutherford has a $2.5 million lawsuit.